Hey guys, how are you? How are you all doing? It's Ian here. I have not seen you all in absolutely ages. How are you all doing? Um, how am I? Right, well, this is first one in about 3 weeks, a month, I think, since my laptop kaputted. So what I've done is I've gone out and I've built my own computer, basically. So it's a beast, fast stuff I want to play. So it's keeping the old noggin very busy, right? Because I seem to be struggling more and more with the MS. Uh, the um, the fatigue is quite bad. Um, yeah, generally run down, feeling generally run down. Anyway, what's new in Ian World? Well, guys, not really that much. Nothing really going on. Me and Kat have booked, or we're booking. We're going to London in end of October, beginning of November, for a few days, 5 days that we're going for. So saving up for that, and putting money aside, and there's stuff I've got to order. Like we want to go on the London Eye, and I've got to, I've got to specifically order it because you need to do it. If you're disabled, you need to book a wheelchair, etc., etc. So anyway, so we're off to the capital. That could be an interesting one. Um, anyway, it's my birthday next month. In about, I think it's like, what's the date today? Oh my goodness, it's about 4 weeks away, I think. And my family, my Facebook family, and my family, not family, but I haven't got family, but I mean my family, like people like Rachel, people like Johnny, people like Si. These people are important to me, love them to death. And we're going out for my birthday, which is a bit kind of like a big thing really for me. I don't really tend to go out very much these days. Um, talk about change from the kind of person that I was. I must apologise for the hair. I've been wearing a cap, and it's gone a bit squiffy, so I apologise for the bad hair. So it's my birthday, 12th of September. It's a Friday. So if anybody's watching this video, because I know there are people that watch this, believe it or not, you actually find this crap interesting. Some of it is just day-to-day boring old stuff, and then I'll talk about something, and it'll hit a nerve with somebody, and somebody will give me feedback, which is always great. So anyway, so we're going out for my birthday, and we're going to meet up down at the Union Rooms, which is the Weatherspoons. We're meeting there at 7 o'clock. And then we're going to a restaurant called Leandro's, which is kind of Mediterranean and Greek and that kind of food. So yeah, there's I'm trying to think who's coming. I've got so there's me and Kat. There's Rachel and Dan. I'm really, really hoping her knee, because poor old Rachel has had an operation in her knee. So she's in a right old state at the moment. So I can kind of like know how she's feeling about being kind of like stuck upstairs and stuff. So been there, done that one, got the t-shirt sort of thing, really, guys. So hopefully Rachel and Dan will be coming. And then my dearest, my little baby brother Johnny, he's coming. My friend Si is coming. And one of my oldest friends that I actually went to school with, a guy called Darren, Footy, he's bringing his wife, and she's never met any of us, never met me, never met Ian Baker and the whole Ian Baker world. So I've already promised Darren I'm on best behaviour. Although I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's you've got to laugh, really, haven't you, guys? You've got to laugh. That I have to be kept in check even these days. Like sort of on my last legs, and I'm still a little sod occasionally. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I've also got my friend Monty that I would love to come, but obviously he has his son, and yeah, it's difficult. So I'm hoping for about eight of us, which is going to be a nice amount. Um, possibly a couple more. Like I say, if there's anybody watching this, and you'd like to come, please drop me a private message on Messenger or WhatsApp, whatever you want to do. And I can arrange it, because obviously I need to book the table and lots I need to know because of my wheelchair and everything. So it's a bit of a hoo ha. So I want to get it. I want to know at least a couple of weeks before exactly who's coming, so that I can go down and have a chat with them, and kind of like get the layout on what's going to be happening and things. So that's my birthday covered. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. You know, um, I'm looking forward to it. But I know what I'll be like. I'll probably have like everyone I'll be drinking, and I'll have a couple of drinks at once. Not drink alcohol, obviously, but I'll have a couple of drinks, a couple of dingers or something, and sort of be chilled and go for something to eat. The problem is that my appetite is so shit at the moment, like horrifically bad. I'm not eating, losing loads of weight. Um, yeah, so that's not great. I am booked in on a fast track to see a dietitian and a nutritionist. I mean, I'm ever so good. I do pretty much cook most of my own meals now. I mean, admittedly, it's pretty straightforward stuff that I don't have to stress too much about. It's pretty easy for me to do. There are days when that I haven't got any other choice but to could have admit defeat and just let the carers get on with it. So those days do happen. But frequently they're more rare at this moment in time. But unfortunately, I'm um, well aware that it is getting worse. And yeah, time is not on my side, unfortunately. Um, yeah. So anyway, so I'm spending loads of time with Cat at the moment, which is really, really cool. She's div- 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 devoting a lot of time and love to me. Not at the detriment to her own family, but we are spending our time up. If she's got free time, she usually makes a point of being here, which is absolutely lovely. And I get to treat her like a princess. She was pretty ill last week, and I managed to look after her, making her cups of tea and something to eat, and all these things. I didn't think I'd ever do again. And kind of like the chair's changed my life really, and I think my own damn stubbornness to get stuff done. Kind of like like, oh, I'll drop something, and Cat will be like, oh, don't worry, I'll get it. And I'll be like, no, I'll do it. I'm like, oh, I'm just so bloody headstrong, and I need to chill out a bit on that one, because it can come across that, and I'm being a bit sharp, and I'm actually just frustrated with myself, if I'm honest, guys. It's frustration of not being able to do it myself. That's the bit that if you spend all of your life active, I mean, and God, I was so active. Um, to have that taken away, to not be able to walk down to the shops and get some milk, it's a whole effort of, getting dressed and getting in my chair and getting sorted and getting down there. And it, I don't suppose people really think about it much, but, but like sort of, a trip to the shops for milk for me is like an hour kind of like mission, really. Um, but I do try to get out as much as I can. I am well aware that I need to enjoy this time that I do have, and especially with the ones that I love very much. Um, my family are very important to me. I love them all very, very much. Um, it's actually coming up to what's the date? Yeah, Wednesday. So Wednesday is the anniversary of Paul, my brother, his passing, and his birthday, ironically. Um, so yeah, that's Wednesday's going to be a hard day for me. Probably just kind of lock myself away and kind of just kind of like head down and kind of don't really know what I'm trying to say, but it's it doesn't get any easier. It hasn't got any easier all these years later. The manner of his death and, well, in my opinion, murder, but or manslaughter at the very least. But that person's gonna have to live with that for the rest of their life. So is it enough? Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? I'm no one to judge. If I'd have led a squeaky clean life, then maybe I could take some moral high ground here. But I certainly have. I've certainly not been a great person over the years. Usually self-destructive, if I'm honest. Um, Unfortunately, people do get caught up in the crossfire, as it were, which I take it very personally with my BPD. If I feel I've upset somebody and it absolutely well ruins my day, to say the least. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So anyway, so this was just a quick one, really, just to say hi. Yeah, we're up and running again. I've got a lovely little setup. Hopefully, this everyone can hear this all right, and the video's okay and things. Yeah, once again, sorry about the old hair, and oh my god, you can really see my ginger, can't you guys? And with this, because it's 4K camera, and oh my god, look at my ginger. Look how ginger I am. Oh, and grey here, ginger here. Oh my god, gee whiz, I'm ginger. I'm ginger, help me. Anyway, guys, from your ginger friend, I say goodbye. I'm not going to wait as long to do a next one, I promise. And I'll do it on a topic next, maybe next week, or week after, maybe next weekend, possibly. And it'll be one not to miss. I've already got the subject. If you want a little teaser, I'm gonna pretty much go into the first 13 years, and how and what went on. Now it's free to talk about, and I think it's something I need to exercise. I think if I started talking about it, it would be a good thing for me. Hang on a minute, let me just hold this camera. Better. Yeah. So yeah. Because as I spoke to on videos, if you haven't heard any of this, about my history and my story, I implore you to go back and watch videos. The more views I get, I'm hoping that I can get some kind of, I don't know, just maybe somebody out there needs to see these videos, and know that they're not alone, and know that, they're not going through something that nobody else has been through. Me, I'm quite open. I've had to be. I could have just been ashamed and, and hidden it and not talked about it, and I don't think that that's right. I think it needs to be talked about, especially in this day and age with everything that's going on. It's important that people see the signs of abuse, and do something about it when it's happening on their doorstep. So I'm going to go into that. That's going to be a hard watch, so I'll warn you all now. It's going to be no holds barred, as usual, as a Baker video. Said how it is, what happened. I'll only tell you my side of it. So that's I've been putting it off doing that video, because it's going to be really, really hard, but I know it needs to be done. It needs to be addressed, and people need to know that this stuff's going on. People seem to think that, oh no, it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen to normal people, or it doesn't happen to people I know. You'd be bloody surprised. You'd be bloody surprised. Who does it? Anyway, my darlings, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching this video. Sorry it's only a little short one, but I just basically wanted to get back out there to say hi, how are you? Shout out about my birthday, and obviously shout out about the next video, which is going to be a bit of a corker. Be warned, you'll probably need tissues at the ready. It's a pretty harrowing kind of story, really, but it's something that I feel it's time to talk about. I feel ready. I've built myself up for the last 6 weeks to do this video, and you know what? When the feeling takes me, I'll make it. If I'm feeling like now's the time, I'll do it. So anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. I love you all. It's great to see you all. I'm back. And I hope to see as many of you as possible at my birthday. So if you could get back to me via message, that would be great. Just let me definitely if you're coming, etc., etc. Okay, guys. Well, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.